So after using the iPhone Air for a few months now, the big question is this: was the hype actually worth it, or was this just another thin iPhone that looks good on the day of launch but struggles long term? So basically, I've daily driven this iPhone, gamed on it, edited videos, used it for outdoors, indoors, and even at events. But let's talk honestly about what actually held up with this device, what didn't, and whether you should actually get this device in the year 2026. What's up guys, welcome back to the channel. This is your first time here. I actually do real life tech reviews, and in today's video we're looking at the iPhone Air in a long-term review months after its launch. So if you enjoy honest reviews like this, don't forget to like and subscribe. So let's get straight into it. So for the first thing we're looking at is its design. Now let me start with the design because this is where the iPhone Air actually shines. Now the slim body and the lightweight build never stops to feel like, premium. Even after long days of gaming session or carrying it around, this one never felt heavy like the Pro Max. Now you need to know that this device is Apple's slimmest device yet, and if you actually use this device, you will notice that it feels really good on the hand. So basically, this is one of my most favorite devices, considering the fact that I have a Pixel Pro phone and that device is very happy. Now basically, let's talk reality. After months of use, the structural integrity of this one is still quite solid, but yes, I noticed minor scratches, like a scratch right here and a scratch around the camera bezel. So basically this one cannot be viewable to the camera, but in real-time view you can see the minor scratches on the device. But basically this device held up pretty well compared with the Pro Max models, most especially the orange color. That one tends to get scratched very easily, and yeah, it's just it. Now basically this is just a crack on my screen guard, not on the actual screen, so nothing alarming, nothing cracked. But because the phone is so slim, scratches are very easy to show on this device, and considering that this one is the black variant of it, you might get a little bit of scratches. But if you get the white one instead, you will not notice those scratches. But on a general overview, the build of this phone is very nice. It never bent, it never felt weak, and it's very durable, which is quite surprising. So design wise, Apple actually nailed this one. So the next thing we'll be looking at is the comfort and daily use. Now using this iPhone is very stress-free. This is one of the thinnest iPhones you can get, or basically one of the thinnest phones you can get in today's time. Basically, I enjoyed using this particular device. It's very easy to slide into your pocket, it's very easy to carry around, it's very easy to type, and it's very easy to do basically anything, scroll on social media and just basically do anything on the device. So basically this phone is very easy to carry. It's very nice. If you are coming from a Pro or Pro Max, then this phone is refreshing. You might consider getting this instead of getting a Pro Max device, as this one is refreshing and it just takes a new look. So months later, I still actually enjoy picking this one up because it's very easy to pick up, go on the grind, and everything on this device just feels very nice. So the next thing we'll be looking at is the performance of this particular device. Now basically, I've enjoyed this device as regards its performance. I've used it for basically everything: social media, scrolling through apps, editing videos, anything possible you can basically think of. And where this one quite surprised me is when it comes to its gaming. Now basically I was supposed to do a gaming review for this device, but I actually forgot about that. So yeah, gaming on this device is very nice. Now you have people asking, when you game, does the device get hot or something? And I'm just here to tell you that this is an absolute beast when it comes to gaming. As you can see, we already have Call of Duty launched on this device here, as you can see. So let's just do a quick gaming overview right here. Now let's just get into a match, and let's just do a normal match so that it won't waste time. So basically the gaming on this device has been pretty nice. I play Call of Duty a lot, and trust me on this one, this device goes a long way when it comes to gaming. If you are editing on CapCut, you are doing social media, or even editing videos of, let's say, 10-bit footages, this device performed exceptional. Even after months, this one still handles everything smoothly. So now let's just see how the gaming experience looks like. Now I've not experienced any lag on this device. I play a lot of games. I'm actually a very good Call of Duty player. We'll just see that in a moment. Now what I'm just trying to emphasize here is the fact that you can basically play any game with this device without worrying less if the phone overheats or anything. To be very specific with you, I was quite surprised at the fact that this phone does not even really overheat. So let's just do a quick gaming here. As you can see, this one just feels very nice. I also feels very nice when gaming. It does not feel heavy or anything like that. Why are these guys just camped up here? Okay, I know what to do to you guys now. I will do an actual gaming overview of this one, so just stick to, like, let's say in my next video. That should be a gaming overview. I've actually not killed anybody, but it's not actually my fault. It's because of the fact I'm trying to record a video while gaming. I'm still a very, very nice player because I'm actually in Grandmaster. So you're the one killing me since. So you go. Who's next? Who's this one sliding like? So basically, the gaming experience on this device is very, very nice. If you play Call of Duty or any other games like that, you actually enjoy using the device. Now, let's skip from that and let's just go back to our general review. Now, basically, performance-wise, these phones feel very nice. The performance is top-notch. You can basically do anything with this phone. And surprising enough, this one does not overheat like your other phones, considering the fact that this one does not have the vapor cooling chamber stuff and everything like that. So yeah, this one is very, very nice as regards its performance. So the next thing we'll be looking at on this device is the display. Now basically the display still remains one of my personal favorites about this phone. The 6.5-inch OLED with 120 Hz still feels very, very smooth and premium. Now you'll not notice any lag when using this device. The display produces these very bright colors, very, very contrasty colors, and it makes sense because I compared this with the iPhone 14 Pro Max, and to be very honest with you, I was very, very impressed. Now outdoor visibility is still excellent even in dark. Let's say you use a dark privacy screen guard. I actually had no issues when I was using my dark privacy screen guard, although this one is a clear screen guard because of the fact that I don't like the bezels that the privacy screen guard actually produces. But when it comes to the screen, generally the display of this device is very, very nice. I like the fact that the display is very nice. The colors stay accurate, bright and pleasing, especially for content consumption and even gaming. So yeah, there's no burning issues, no color shifts. So yes, the display actually aged very well, considering the fact that we don't expect that much from this device. The iPhone Air is a king. Now let's talk about the most controversial topic on the iPhone Air, which is actually the battery. Now basically, let's head on to the battery section of this device. Let's go to settings. We'll go to settings, then you just go back. Let's scroll down. I think I was setting a little bit of thing. Now let's click on battery. Now basically the battery of the iPhone Air still remains the most controversial topic on this device, considering the fact that this phone is equipped with a very small battery. Now in moderate use, this one gives around 12 to 13 hours considering what you do with your mobile device, while heavy use gives around 9 to 10 hours. So basically, if you are the kind of person that just scrolls on social media, then this iPhone Air is very, very nice. Now basically, let's head on into our battery health right here. Now as you can see, I got this device at around September when, no sorry, October, when this device was launched, like 10 days after this device was launched. And if you take a quick look at my screen right here now, I still have 100% battery health with 139 cycle counts. Now basically, with 139 cycle counts in about 3 months, then this device is actually great, considering the fact that I use my devices a lot, I game a lot, and I tend to like charge a lot. 139 cycle count is moderately average for an iPhone. So basically, if you have an older iPhone, let's say an iPhone 14, 13, 12, or an 11, then the battery health on the iPhone Air is significantly what you get on that iPhone. Now, to be honest with you, I'm quite impressed why the charging speed of this phone actually stayed consistent, 50% in about 30 minutes, and wireless charging still works fine. This device is a beast for its budget and its refreshing look. Now the battery on this is very nice, so if you're considering getting this and you're quite skeptical about the battery of the iPhone Air, then this is a sign for you to just go for this device, as the battery of this device is very, very nice. Now let's head on to the second most controversial topic of the iPhone Air, which is its camera. Now for everyday photos, the camera is still very, very good. You get sharp images, nice colors, and very good dynamic range. The dual capture system is actually something I'm pretty impressed with to this device. I like how that system actually works, and it's quite useful, creative, and fun, especially for like, you know, content creators and others. However, after months of use, I actually discovered one weakness which actually became very, very obvious. Now, you know, we just ended up like, we just got out of December, right? And in December, there's a lot of, you know, parties, concerts, and stuff like that. Now when it comes to concerts and low light events, the camera actually flopped because this one doesn't have a telephoto lens, it doesn't have a great zoom, and the low lighting moving subjects are not actually straight. Now basically what I'm trying to say is that if you attended concerts and you actually have the iPhone Air, you wouldn't help but notice that this device actually does not zoom into, you know, the crowd, the artist, the person that's on stage, and every other person like that. The camera actually flopped there, because on video you get 6x, while on pictures you get about 10x. So basically that one was quite, you know, a problem. But when it comes to the everyday use of this device, then the camera of this device is quite okay. You can basically use it to do anything of your choice. You can take videos, you can take pictures of your everyday activity. Snapchat, Instagram, WhatsApp is very, very perfect as regards social media. So yes, for a device this time, the camera still stands out. So if you're not a pro photographer, you're not a content creator, or you're not somebody that needs heavy usage on your camera, then the iPhone Air still ticks the box. So the next thing we're looking at is the video recording on the iPhone Air. So basically the video quality is still strong. You get 4K HDR and it's quite stable and very, very social media ready. The action mode still works too, especially for walking and, you know, moving shots. And the only problem here, or the only downside to the video recording on the iPhone Air, is the fact that it doesn't have ProRes. So basically that's just it for content creators. But let's be honest, if you're the average user, trust me, you won't need ProRes at all. That's not a feature that you actually need as the average user of the iPhone Air. So the next one we're looking at is the speaker and audio of the iPhone Air. Now basically this one comes with one speaker system, does not come with a stereo speaker, but it comes with a mono speaker at the top right here. Now basically this is still one of my biggest complaints. The mono speaker does not really age very well, especially for outdoors, or let's say you're in a noisy environment. The volume just doesn't hit. But if you have an AirPods, then yes, that one can actually stand out. So basically when you're indoors, this one is actually very, very fine. But if you're in public transport, it's quite not enjoyable. But if you use earbuds, or let's say wired earphones, then you'll be fine. But relying on the phone speaker alone is not that great. Now let's head on to the connectivity of this device. Now the connectivity still remain very, very stable. You don't have any drop calls, you don't have any Bluetooth issues, but the eSIM only situation is still kind of frustrating considering the part of the world that I am from, because from this part of the world we tend to prioritize the physical SIM over the eSIM. But yeah, that's just it. This one can be very, very frustrating when you're traveling, or let's say you're trying to change networks. But this doesn't, should I say, it did not age well over time, but it's still quite okay considering the fact that in the US and other parts of the world, eSIM is now standard. So if you're not from a part of the world like I am, then this one is not kind of a problem to you. So with that said, let's look at the pros and cons of the iPhone Air. Now basically you have an extremely thin and lightweight device. You have a premium device that feels very, very great, strong performance with no overheating. You have excellent display that actually aged well. Then you have a battery health that kind of remains stable. You have a good everyday camera performance. So if you're not a creator, or let's say a pro user, then the camera still works fine for you. And the dual capture system is just genuinely useful. Yes, it's a very nice system. But let's head on to the cons of this device. Now the mono speaker still struggles outdoors, while the camera is weak for concerts and, you know, distance shots. You have no physical SIM port, and you have minor scratches that actually show easily. So you need a pouch for this device, but it's quite sad because the device looks very, very nice without its pouch, and the battery is not for actual heavy usage. It's just for the average user. So basically this is my final verdict of the iPhone Air. So after months of using the iPhone Air, I can actually say that it's not that perfect, but it's one of Apple's most refreshing iPhones yet. We are looking at getting the iPhone Fold, let's say the foldable iPhones later this year, but I feel as if this was a step into the foldable device. Now if you want a light phone, let's say with a very big display and smooth display, strong performance, good battery stability, and something quite different from the Pro models, then the iPhone Air is still worth buying in 2026. If you are dead contest often, or let's say you need loudspeakers, or you want camera versatility, then you might want to look into the Pro and the Pro Max models. But for daily use, community gaming, and content creation on the go, then this phone holds up very, very well. So basically guys, this is my long-term review of the iPhone Air. If you have been using this iPhone, so let me know your experience in the comments. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and I'll actually see you in the next video. Thank you.